70 million monthly listeners on Spotify is probably a top 50 artist on the planet.
Yeah.
That's
So-
true.
So, like, Taylor Swift has 102 monthly listeners on Spotify. She has probably one of the most successful, well-known management teams out there. So what they do is they make her music heard across, like, globally. That's what they do because they have the resources to do that. Like, obviously, as a small, nobody, upcoming, independent artist as myself, like, I have to do what I can, and I'm never going to probably reach that level because I don't have the resources. But at the end of the day, there's an audience out there waiting for you. And that's why I'm making my music. I'm making my music for them, for the people that are going to hear my music and the people that are going to connect to it. Because I'm always going to make my music relatable, and I'm always going to try to connect to some positive aspect to help somebody out, who's going through something and who needs to hear it.
Yeah, 'cause I love that song. It's a hit. Like you talk about, like, finding that person that it hits. It hits me.
Yeah.
And it's actually funny. So, Halvey, he was with he does.
Yeah, no, I listen to a lot of his stuff, and I am connected with him. I don't talk to him, obviously, but, like, I follow his stuff on Instagram. He inspires me for sure.
Dude, I went to a concert.
No
Halvey
way.
concert. He was like Halvey, so just two other guys that I've never heard of.
Yeah,
And going to a Christian rap concert, I was like, okay, it's a Christian rap concert.
yeah,
It was amazing.
really.
Music was fantastic, and then the community you're with. I didn't
Yeah.
realize there was that big of a community for Christian rap.
Yeah,
And you felt safe. I didn't feel like I was gonna get bugged. We were like not moshing, but we're like jumping up and down, like just going ham. Like Love Like That hit
Yeah.
so hard. It was fantastic.
that's beautiful.
And I'm so excited to see if making that community for that to help young artists go and push. Like, I want to push more Christian artists on my Instagrams to give them a lift because they're there.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's not being pushed out. I mean, that's what the world. I'm gonna put a little tinfoil hat on. Like, they don't want positive messages out there.
No.
They want what they can control, what they want to push out,
Exactly.
and doing God's will and listening to God. It's what's needed in
like,
society.
You have to, like, for one, you have to have a very strong passion and desire to do it because you're entering a battlefield, right? Like, you have to be willing to back yourself up. You have to be willing to back up what you're talking about. You have to be willing to be like, you be vulnerable with people. Like, guys, like, I'm in the same spot as you. Like, it's not, the Bible isn't, I mean, in a way, the Bible does pretty much solve all your issues, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And as a Christian artist, you have to let people know that it's not just about going to church and reading your Bible. It's about living the lifestyle of a Christian. Because I know there are Christian artists out there who don't live the lifestyle, and they don't back up their music. They're almost kind of frauds in a way for not backing up their music. And you have to, like, have that mentality, because if people are gonna follow you and people are gonna soak in your content, like, you have to put out what you're putting out. Like, you have to come across as the person that you're. I mean, you just don't lie. Like,
Yeah.
don't lie to people. Like, just be vulnerable and be upfront with people, because that's what people are looking for. Like, people are looking for somebody they can connect to on like a personal level. And I'm not saying that's how music works at the end of the day, because we can all point fingers at different artists who came up, who kind of exploded overnight to where, like, nobody cares about what they're doing with their life. Nobody cares about who they are as a person. Their music makes me feel good. Because, like, music has that capability. Music has the capability to invoke an emotion in you that you didn't know was there, and then you can become addicted to it, and you just want to listen to it more and more. But if you're focusing on that, then you're pretty much just throwing darts at a dartboard and trying to hit the bullseye every time. Like, that's pretty much how if you're trying to, like, just, I hope this song is just gonna land and it's gonna, like, invoke this emotion in somebody, and if it does, they're gonna listen to it, because at the end of the day, like, that song might evoke that emotion, but what about your other songs? Are they going to be interested in what you have coming next? Are they going to be interested in your growth and what you have to say, like, over, like, social media? And if you were to perform live, would they want to put their money and time and effort into getting there and actually seeing you and actually perform? That's a whole different story. So, growing up, my music taste has changed a lot, and I was very much of that person who I could care less about what they were saying in the song. It was just more about how it made me feel. And, I respect, to people who are like that. Like, that's completely fine. Like, listen to music that makes you, like, if on my workout playlist, like, I probably wouldn't show some people what's on that playlist, because, like, that playlist just makes me, like, get in the zone,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's definitely important because like the devil works in music to an extreme extent. Like the devil works through music in a way that's more powerful than most people realize. Like more powerful than most people realize. Like, you know, if you're familiar with some of like the heavy metal and the death metal scenes and kind of like how they present themselves as like anarchists or Satanist devil worshippers and whatnot, like that's super real. Like because like they get so enveloped in that lifestyle and that's what drives them. And because the devil, like Satan is a powerful force who has control over people's lives just as much as God does. Like God obviously is more powerful in every way, but Satan has that same hold on people. So he can push you and he can drive you to putting out content that he wants people to hear, and he can use you as a vessel to steer people away. And he does that in subtle ways too. Like obviously that death metal example I gave you, like that's pretty much out there and like up front. Like, and if you listen to that, then it's pretty obvious. But like there are artists out there, mainstream artists. I'm not going to name anyone. I'm not going to name drop, but like there are people that get hundreds of millions of views and listens every month. And if you really listen to their message, it kind of like plants a seed almost. Yeah. It plants a seed.
100%.
Yeah. So it's like you have to be cautious about what you listen to and what you put in your body, and you have to be listening to it with like an open heart almost, and with the willingness to like understand like, okay, I'm not going to allow this to like plant. I'm not going to allow it to plant seeds, you know.